You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
All right. Welcome in, everyone. We're diving deep today, getting ready to uncover some really cool connections between different cultures, ones you might not think go together at first glance. We're talking Irish, Italian, Roman, even Jewish communities. And it all starts with a question that really got us thinking.
The question indeed.
Was St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, was he actually Italian or Roman?
Yes. The mystery of St. Patrick's origins, always a good place to start.
It is. And the answer is, well, it's more complicated than you might think. And it's going to lead us down some really interesting paths today.
Absolutely. These historical deep dives always reveal the most unexpected connections. It's fascinating, really.
It really is. And speaking of fascinating, I was looking at the notes here, and we've got groups mentioned like the Loyal League of the Yiddish Sons of Erin. We got Sephardic Jews. We've got Irish Vikings.
Quite the eclectic mix, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. So where do we even start untangling this web of history? Where do we begin?
Well, I think the Sephardic Jews offer a great starting point. Their story begins on the Iberian Peninsula, modern-day Spain and Portugal.
Okay.
And over the centuries, they migrated across the Mediterranean and beyond, reaching even, as you mentioned, Ireland.
Wow.
Their presence in Ireland, it's a really important thread in the tapestry we're about to explore.
It's amazing to think about how far and wide they traveled and the impact they had. And, speaking of threads in this tapestry, Yiddish Sons of Erin, that name just it grabs you.
It does, doesn't it?
You don't see Irish and Jewish identities intertwined like that every day. So what was the relationship like between those communities?
That's a fantastic question, and it's actually a really special story. The history of Jewish communities in Ireland is really marked by positive relations with the Irish people. And groups like, as you mentioned, the Loyal League of the Yiddish Sons of Erin, they really exemplify this harmony. They cherish their Jewish heritage, absolutely, but they also embrace their Irish identity and actively contributed to Irish society. They were a vibrant part of the community.
Really embrace both sides. That's so cool to hear.
It is, and we have a wonderful example, a really incredible story. If you think about Robert Briscoe, a Jewish man who fought in the Irish War of Independence.
Wow.
And later, believe it or not, he became the Lord Mayor of Dublin. I mean, what a story.
That's amazing. It really shows how these communities, they weren't just living side by side. They were really intertwined, supporting each other.
Exactly.
Okay, so now let's talk St. Patrick. Our listener wrote in, curious about his origins. Was he Italian? Was he Roman?
Yes. St. Patrick. Now, this is where historical context gets really, really interesting. St. Patrick is undoubtedly the patron saint of Ireland. Everyone knows that.
Right.
But he wasn't born there, and he wasn't Italian either.
Okay.
Historical records actually suggest that he was born in Roman Britain under the rule, of course, of the vast, vast Roman Empire.
Oh.
So his story is really interwoven with Roman influence that reached far beyond Italy itself.
So I got to ask then, what about the Romans and Ireland in general? Was there a lot of interaction going on?
It's a nuanced relationship, I'd say. The Romans, they called Ireland Hibernia.
Hibernia.
And while they didn't fully conquer the island, they never quite did that. Roman influence, it definitely seeped in through trade and cultural exchange. It's like if you look at it, there are archaeological discoveries, traces of Roman ideas, Roman technologies even, right, in Irish society. So there was definitely a connection there.
So kind of like a subtle influence.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can't forget about those Irish Vikings you mentioned in the notes. What was their impact like?
The Vikings, they were a force to be reckoned with. There's no doubt about that. Their raids and settlements across Ireland, they definitely left a mark. You see it in Irish politics, in Irish culture, in so many ways.
Yeah.
But what's fascinating is, over time, many Vikings, they integrated into Irish society. And, they added another layer to the rich fabric of Irish heritage. And it's interesting, it's like a parallel to the Irish-Jewish blend we were talking about earlier.
Wow. That is fascinating.
Isn't it?
All these groups coming together and contributing to what we think of as Irish culture. That's amazing.
It is.
Okay, but let's shift gears a little bit here. Let's zoom out, look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
What about St. Patrick's impact beyond Ireland? What's his global legacy?
So St. Patrick's influence, it really extended far beyond his lifetime. I mean, his missionary work, it spread Christianity and literacy across Ireland and then into Europe. And it really, it profoundly shaped education and cultural development across the continent.
Yeah.
Fast forward to today, and his legacy is celebrated globally, most notably, of course, through St. Patrick's Day festivities. I mean, think about it. Parades, festivals, everyone wearing green. His mark on modern culture, it's undeniable.
It's pretty incredible when you think about it, starting with that one question about St. Patrick's origins. And then we've gone on this journey talking about Sephardic Jews, the Loyal League, Irish Vikings, the Roman Empire, all connected by Irish history, and this lasting legacy of St. Patrick.
And it really speaks to the interconnectedness of history and culture. It's amazing what you find when you start digging.
Absolutely. And on that note, I want to leave you with something to think about. What hidden connections might be lurking within your own cultural narrative? It's a thought, maybe something to explore. Take a journey through your own heritage. You never know what fascinating stories are waiting to be uncovered. And with that, this wraps up our deep dive for today. Until next time.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Take care.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.